Dollar Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the NBA. So y'all check this out. Well, it's the best time of the year for most people, you know what I'm saying, that likes NBA, right? The playoffs, a matter of fact, me personally, I like the playoffs more than the finals, right? The playoffs, games going back and forth and who might win and all that. Playoffs a good time of year. Let's enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Let's sit back and enjoy it. So far, totally enjoying the playoffs. There's a few things that are irking me, and one of them is about this three-point shooting. Now, every time I talk to NBA, I rant about the three-point line, right? They got made everybody has to shoot. Everybody has to shoot, and then you can't even defend them, right? You can just go up there and put your hand in their face and hope for the best, right? So, and then it trickled down to where players that are not great shooters are all of a sudden not great players, right? In the beginning of the series, in the Philadelphia series, what were we talking about? Ben Simmons, right? He's a liability. He's not going to help the team. They come back and show you that he's possible to do, And most of these debate shows are, they change their opinions on the daily, right? Whatever the headline is, they would change their opinion on the daily. But I love my debate shows, and so do you, because we watch sport most of the time so we can get our argument on anyway, right? But listen, this NBA, you're hearing about, I told you, Ben Simmons. Now you're hearing even like, hey, Damian Lillard is better than Westbrook, because they're up 3-1 in their series. Hey, you know what? No, he's not. He's a better shooter than Russell Westbrook. That's what he is. A better shooter. Not a better rebounder. Not a better defender, right? He's not a better finisher around the rim. He's a better shooter than Russell Westbrook. That's it, right? That's it. So, but that's how we judge basketball now, because they've made everybody shoot three-point shots. I see centers grabbing an offensive rebound and are exactly 3 feet from the basket, and muscle memory. They are just turning to throw the ball to the corner because somebody's supposed to be standing in the short corner 3. Matter of fact, people don't even look in the corner anymore. They just throw it there. And if someone wasn't standing there, then they point at somebody, why you wasn't standing there. So basically, the NBA is this high pick and roll, and somebody's going to be standing in the corner to shoot an open 3. And if it's not, double pass, and the open guy shoots it. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's what it's come to. Athletic plays, people dunking on people, and all the good stuff. It's not. It's less and less in the NBA, and how we see things, and how people are the best players are the ones that can shoot, right? When you're watching the NBA, for years, you'll realize that most of your heroes, if you're, over 25, weren't great shooters. Magic Johnson, who didn't like Magic Johnson? He was the greatest passer you ever saw. He had a set shot. He didn't even have a jump shot. But Magic shot about 3 jumpers in his career. All right. He didn't. Michael Jordan, decent shooter. Well, shooting wasn't it. My point is, I shoot every now and then to keep you honest, because I'm going to go past you, and man, these highlights got to happen. Right? So I shoot a jump shot, so you have to come out here. Similar to Westbrook. I shoot jump shots. I got good form. I jump too high on my shot. There ain't too many guys who jump that high on their shots. Great shooters, unless your name is Ray Allen or something. Most people don't jump that high. But Westbrook got all of these way up in the air. It's hard to get that stuff right. But it's the same as Jordan. LeBron wasn't even a great shooter. He changed himself into one, right? A lot of players, Jason Kidd, one of the greatest of all time. We're talking about a versatile player. Jason Kidd wasn't a great shooter when he first started, right? It's people that's worse shooters than Westbrook. Rajon Rondo, Ricky Rubio, things like that. All this shooting, right? It's going to it's going to get old on people. People are going to start complaining sooner or later. I'm seeing people talking about, hey, we're going to need to move that three-point line back. Yes, if they're going to be shooting them uncontested, if you can't defend them, yes, make it further. Because anybody can do that. I can take my girl out there 2 weeks, and she will be able, I guarantee you, under my tutelage, she will be able to knock down open threes within 2 weeks. It's not impressive to watch grown men that's been in the gym all the time shoot threes, and the defender can't do anything about it, right? Not even before, or they can deny, but don't breathe on them. As soon as they get the ball, you have to get away. All that invisible cylinder up top, when you jump vertical, all that is not even in there no more. They can jump all into you, to the side, or whatever. I rant about it every time. I don't want to start here. But that's the hard thing about the game that I love, is watching that right now. And then see these players that are great, like a Russell Westbrook, who's averaged triple-double 3 times in a row, average, which you never was going to see, you never thought you were going to see, but now that you're seeing it, you're quick to say, hey, it's his fault when he doesn't perform well. And not performing well is he's not shooting great from the floor. He's going to need to, right, for this team to win. But that doesn't disturb his legacy or whatever. This dude, first of all, sometimes when you're watching sports right now, when you're watching somebody the greatest of all time at doing stuff, right? You don't see too many sports where you're doing that. Like where, the greatest of all time at doing something is now. Like in basketball, if you say Steph Curry, that's the greatest shooter in the history of the game. You say that without no funny looks on your face. We are experiencing right now the greatest shooter the game has ever seen. And the reason why we say that is because he shoots it just as well as anybody else, but with more range, but also off the dribble. I see just major dance and then off the dribble, and he has a quick release to boot. So with all that being said, he has the Kyle Korver element, but he matches that with something we don't never see, right? That's Steph Curry. He's the consensus best shooter of all time. You watch him. Like you're looking at tennis, you would say the best clay court player of all time. He's playing right now. Rafael Nadal, the best clay court player of all time. He's playing right now. Right? He could have stopped playing 4 years ago, which should have never played another tournament on clay, and he would have been the best then. So now he's definitely the best. He's just playing on clay. Right? That's the best of all time. Well, Russell Westbrook is going to be up there when you're talking about versatile players. He's going to be in there when his career is done. Because you're going to be like, who else had 20, 20, 20 in a game? Who else was averaging triple doubles on a nightly basis, guys? That means as a guard, you got to rebound the ball. Or on a nightly basis, a 10, a clip. And there's no other guards doing that. And if they are, they're going to be over 6'7" or 6'8". They're not going to be 6'3". So all of those things are going to show. Now, where Russell Westbrook, he was shooting bad all year. Now he's shooting real good free throws. Only missed about 2 of them in the whole series. The things like what we're trying to say here is basically this. The game is changing, right? And it makes players that were not concentrating on only shooting when they were coming up or whatever, that hone their skills, other skills that you need in basketball. Defending, rebounding, right? Pushing the ball, seeing the open man. People that's averaging 10 assists. Or, who's doing it? Who else is averaging 10 assists besides Russell Westbrook? Some people 9 point something. Who else? Right? 3 years in a row. Who does that? Right? I'm averaging the most rebounds a guard is doing, and I'm averaging the most the most assists that a guard is doing. I'm in the tops of my position at shot blocking, and I steal more than anybody in their position. And I was the top scorer in the league just 2 years ago with 30-something. Right? I don't know. So I don't perform in the playoffs. Listen, neither did Durant. Okay? Durant's stuff after he left Oklahoma doesn't count. Period. You went to the best shooters ever, right? In Golden State, the best shooters ever, which means somebody gonna be. Everybody has to stay at home. As I said this many times, I know it, but making sure everybody know. Everybody stay at home. Yeah, ain't nobody leaving Steph Curry. Ain't nobody leaving Klay Thompson neither. So you got some room that you wouldn't have on no other team. And then you go to a team that won 73 games, but still not. Whatever with Durant. Durant has to take another team and go somewhere. Or if Westbrook would have left OKC and Durant was still there. And I don't think he would win a title either. Right? So we got to get off Westbrook, got to get off Ben Simmons, and everybody that's not great shooters yet. You have to adjust to the game. There's people who's lost their jobs in the NBA because it's totally having everyone, even our bigs, are out there having to shoot threes, right? Lord forbid you watch a game on condensed for you league passers out there. Watch it on condensed, and you'll see everything is a three-point shot. Everything. Or somebody running into the defender and getting a foul called. So if you're not that super great at shooting right now, in this day and age, yeah, it could hurt you. But people that are watching basketball, do not be misled and start talking about people that are just not good shooters, that they're not great players, right? They're going to adjust to this thing here, what we have going on, or hopefully it'll get changed back soon because it's broken. The NBA is totally broken. For people who've been watching for a while, will tell you it's absolutely ridiculous at the way that we're playing. Everybody has to shoot from outside. Everybody, 6'10" and up, everybody's shooting up outside. No, because it makes no sense to almost take a 2-point shot. It basically, if it's not a layup, you big people are throwing that out to the 3-point line. And why would they do that? Because you cannot contest them in the first place. There's no way. Now I ain't gonna lie, in the playoffs, I've seen about 3-point shots blocked in the playoffs. And I hadn't seen that in the whole year. And I told you I'm a league pass, so I watch a lot of basketball. I hadn't seen 3-point shots in the whole year. I was wondering, do they ever get blocked? I've seen maybe 2 or 3 in the whole year. But in the playoffs, I have seen about 3-point shots blocked, which right now, the way the game is called, that should be something extra too. Not as much as a dunk being blocked. A dunk being blocked, remember I told you, a dunk being blocked should give the man who blocked the dunk an extra foul. And the guy who dunks the ball on somebody, you can go over to look at it, instant replay or whatever, call up whatever, in New York over there, call them up, see if somebody's hand was in the way when they were trying to dunk. If somebody dunked on somebody, that should be 3 points. That's a 3-point shot. An uncontested 3 is nothing for a basketball player on any level. Once you get 16 years old, an uncontested 3, if you're serious about basketball, is not that impressive. It just isn't. Right? If you're in the gym a little bit, it isn't. So that's what we have everyone in the NBA doing, including our centers. So with that thing being said, you're going to be saying, hey, this player that can shoot is better. To go back to one of my points, Damian Lillard is a great player with range from anywhere and ice in his veins. Definitely, it's a bad boy. Always has been. It's not new. Damian Lillard been having his business since he's been in the league, basically. But if they both stop playing right now, the legend, it will be Russell Westbrook. Because his stats and whatever. People, it's the regular season stats. Well, people pay admission to come see regular season. Let's stop acting like regular season means absolutely nothing. All these other legends that do stuff in the regular season is good until somebody does something ridiculous like average a triple-double. Then it don't mean nothing in the regular season. People are paying for regular season tickets to come see. People like Westbrook. Right? That the big people are coming to see that because it's a triple-double watch and it is something awesome. That's what's happening in the regular season. And the other people wasn't doing all that in the regular season. We got scoring titles in the regular season. We give MVP trophies for the regular season. We do a lot rookie of the year. All those things we give, yeah, because the regular season does count. Right? Playoffs are something where you have to have a team. You have the guy that's also not a great shooter, the Greek Freak. Good for him. His team is totally perfect to be around him, and it's a very, very deep team. Everybody on that team except him can shoot threes. He shoots about like Westbrook, about 30-something%, I guess, right? Shouldn't be shooting that many, but he's trying to work on them because you're going to have to make them to make the guys come out and be honest. It's clear. But they've even got his center with Brook Lopez out there stretching the floor. And like I said before, Brook Lopez is a serious floor stretcher, right? So they got that, and the concept they have there is good. You know, just like in Houston, the concept is, hey, well, if James Harden knows how to work the referees, Let's keep the ball in his hands, even though we got Chris Paul there for when he's not doing handling the ball. So it's a lot of things going on in the playoffs. You know, the best single game so far, I would have to go with the Clippers coming back on Golden State. I think it was a game 2, coming back to 31 points. That was awesome. Boston sweeping, okay? Just sweeping out Indiana. That was something that I didn't think was going to happen. Now, I knew Boston was going to win. Indiana, pretty good showing, guys. I would like them had got 1 or 2 games from Boston, but if they just hold pat, right? Miles Turner is going to get better by next year, and Oladipo is going to come back with an attitude problem, let people know, and now they know that they have a first option in Bogdanovich, and keep going to him even when Oladipo returns. Indiana be good. Like I said, Philadelphia, they thought it wasn't going to do nothing, played without Embiid. Ben Simmons handled his business. They up in this series. There's so much stuff going on. Orlando taking that first game from Toronto was pretty good. So everywhere, you know, in the playoffs, it's just time to enjoy. When we thinking, we don't really know who's going to win the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference. You would think right away. A lot of people would say Golden State in the West, and in the East, I'm not gonna say a lot of people. You should be saying Milwaukee, like we've been saying since about 3/4 of the season. Milwaukee, but what Toronto has and Boston, those are teams where it's like, hold up, and I ain't even saying Philadelphia. So East is going to still be very, very, very good in that second round. It's going to be good to go. But like I said before, the 3-point shot, guys, right, is what's disturbing me in the NBA right now. It's just too much around the 3-point shot. It's making us think if a player is good or bad if they can shoot 3-point shots all the time. And I just think basically that is not the most exciting thing in the NBA game. And I think it's way too important right now. I think they need to do something about that. I don't know. I've been hearing maybe move it back or something. My point is simple. Mine is different. Less reward athletic plays. Just make sure so the athletes can shine as well. That's what we used to watch basketball for. We didn't watch it for somebody shooting threes all the damn time. It was every now and then Reggie Miller and Ray Allen or whatever. But we wanted to identify them as shooters. Now you think he's a shooter. Who the hell ain't? People who couldn't shoot at all are starting to shoot out. Have to. You better if you want a job, right? And it's different, So maybe I'm getting old school and ranting. But it does disturb, and like I've said in other videos, it disturbs those old NBA players when they're on TV and they're pundits and they have to say it in a nice way. Told you got to go get them drunk. And they'll tell you what it is. The NBA is pissing them off. Because it's just absolutely stay away and let people just, it's like, it looks for me like horse. You shoot, I shoot. We can't play no defense. And at least the playoffs are a little bit better. The refs are a little bit better. But you have to start first, rewarding athletic plays. Second, go back to how it should be. And that should be if the offensive player is initiating contact, I don't care how. Either it's a no call or it's an offensive foul. Those things that help the NBA get back to elite normalcy. And we could probably have games that are like 80 to 88. Like I said, we don't have to have 140 points. What is that? It's not even fun. But anyway, the rant is over. 3-point shot is getting on my damn nerves. That's the condensed version. Dover Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.